like we are going to discuss about if statement, control statements. So in that control statements, we are going to discuss about like if statement and if else statement, yeah, if else if statement and a nested if statement, and for loops, loops, for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. Okay, so first of all, we are going to discuss about if statement. So if statement is nothing but if statement has a syntax, we need to follow that particular syntax. So the syntax is like if condition and we need to do braces. Okay, so here if condition, within the condition we are we are doing like open brace and close brace. Okay, so here what it will happen is like if the condition is true, it will go within the statement, within the block, and it will print or it will perform the particular operations. Okay, it will perform particular operations within the block, and it will, once the statements completed, it will come back. Okay, are you getting right? Condition if condition is true, it will go within the block and it will perform operation, and once the operation is completed, it will come back normal state. Okay, so if statement is nothing but we can say, like if the condition is true, it will go within the block and it will perform the task, and once the task is completed, it will come outside. Okay, it is a control statement. So using this control statement, going forward, we will write our test cases and all. Okay, so let's see an example. If statement is a control statement, we can say if statement is a control statement, once the condition is true, it will go to the block and it will perform the task. Okay, so generally if is nothing but we are writing the conditions. Once the condition is satisfied, it will go to the inside the block and it will it will execute all the statements and it will come back normal state. Okay, are you getting right? Okay, let's see the example for if statement. So let's see the examples here only. So for example, I have declared, I have initialized the variable int a equals to 10 and int b equals to 20. So what I will do is like I will check the condition if a is greater than b, a is less than equals to less than b, and if it is less than, then it need to go inside the if block, and inside that what we are doing is like we are printing the value like a is, within the double quotes we need to write a is less than b. Okay, just what we are doing is like we are verifying whether a is less than b or not, like that. Okay, are you getting right? If statement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think everyone is in mute. Okay. So let's see the examples for if statement. Can anyone tell me how to create a class in the project? So we need to go to the project. We need to click on SRC and we need to do right click, new class. And here what I'm doing is like I'm writing if state meant, and I'm clicking on finish button. So it will give a new class to us. And again here, what I'm doing is like, I'm writing a main method here. Maybe it is not responding. So like public static void main string static void main string args, public static void main string args. So here what I'm doing is like, I'm declaring a variable int expected count is 10 and int actual count is equals to 20. Okay, generally what we do, generally in the testing, we do the verifications, right? So for verification, we will do like if expected, generally if expected count double equals to actual count, like that we will verify. In generally in the testing, what we do is like, we will verify whether the expected result is and actual result both are same or not, like that. So inside that I'm writing like, if it is a true, what I will do, like both are same. Okay, so like this I will do. Let's run. We will not get any output because the expected result and actual result are different. Okay, we are not getting any value, right? So what I will do is like, I will change this particular condition. So expected result is less than or equals to less than actual result. Let's see whether we are getting the output or not. So you can see like the both are same, just what we have written, we are getting the same output. Okay, so that means like, if the condition is true, then only it will come to the block and it will execute the statement. Okay. Okay, so this is the if statement. In if statement, if condition is satisfied, then only it will go to the it will go to the if block and it will execute the statements. Okay, are you getting right? If statement. Okay, so let's see next statement is like if else statement. If else statement is nothing but the syntax for if else statement is like, condition if condition is true, it will go to this particular block. If condition is not true, it will go to the else block. Generally it is the if else statement generally we have. So in a if else statement, what it will happen is like, if condition is true, then it will go to the if block, and if condition is false, it will come to the else block. So here we have only if statement, because if the condition is false, we are not getting any output. We are getting like we are getting blank. Okay, so instead of that, to overcome that particular thing, what they did is like, they have created a else statement as well. So if the condition true or false, we need to get a message like that. Okay, so is it clear, right? So let's see else example. So just what I am doing is like, here I am adding a else block. Within the else block, I am writing a statement like system.out.println. println values are not matched. Values are not matched. Okay. So here I'm writing a else block, because like if statement, if condition is true, it will go to the if block and it will execute the statement. And if the condition is false, then also we need to get a message, or we need to perform another task. So at that time, what we are doing is like we are writing another else block. Inside that, once the condition is true, we need to perform a specific task, or condition is false, then also we need to perform a specific task. So that's why they created this like method or control statement. So once we run, value is not matched. You can able to see like value is not matched. Okay. So this is the if statement. Like this we will write like if else statement. Okay, if else statement, this is the if else statement. So within the class, within the method, we can write a number of if else statements or if statements. Okay, if else if statements. Okay, so let's see another example of let's see another example, like another syntax, that is like if else if. Okay, if else if is nothing but like what we are doing is here, earlier what we did is like first of all we check the condition. Once we check the condition, then if the condition is true, it will go inside the block, or else it will not go, it will go to the else block, right? And in if else if, what it will do is like it will go to the it will check in the if block. Once it is not true, and in else block, what it will do is like it will check the another condition, generally another condition. So let's see the syntax, how we need to write that particular thing. If condition else if, we need to check another condition. And here what we are doing is like we are checking another condition. So for example, we have a condition which is not true, then it will not go inside this block. And again we are coming here, and here we are checking the condition. If the condition is true, it will go inside this block. Okay, so let's see the example. Are you getting right? If else statement. Please do respond if you are getting or not, like that, because like I need to know, like I need to move on, or I need to explain one more time. Okay, so let's take an example of if else statement, if else if statement. So generally we have like we have created the values, right? Expected result and actual result. And I'm creating another value like new value. So in this new value, I'm declaring value 30. So once we have written, and again, what I'm doing is like I'm just changing the, okay, let me comment this one. So what I'm doing is like if expected count is equals to actual count. Okay. And here, what I'm doing is like both values are same. Okay. Else, if actual value actual count is less than actual value is less than actual count is less than new value, then what we are doing is like here we are here what we are doing is like here we are checking if yeah new value is greater than actual value. Okay, actual count we can say. Let's see, let's run this code, okay, in debug mode. Okay, how we will do debug mode and all, we'll see. So you can also able to get what it is happening. Run as Java application and debug mode. You can say no. Okay, so what we have the values, the expected value is 10 and the actual value is 20. Once we do the debug, okay, the condition is false because the expected value is 10 and actual value is 20. Though it will give us a false statement. So once like we get the false, it will go to the else block. And in the else block, what we are doing is like here the actual value is actual count is 20 and like the new value is 30. So let's check whether it will go inside the block or not. So you can able to see it went into the block, and here we are printing this value. Okay, new value is greater than actual count. Okay, like this we need to do. Generally like this it will check the condition. Okay, are you getting right?
Farooq, can you explain that debug mode?
Yeah.
Debug.
So generally this is the debug mode whenever we are running right the code. So at that time, generally what we do is like, so if the test case is failed or if we want to check that particular condition, so at that time what we do is like we are just keeping just we are clicking on the particular line number, double click, we are doing double click. Once we do the double click, what it will happen is like here we are keeping the debug points. Okay, once we keep the debug points, we need to do right click and we need to do debug as Java application. Okay, once we do the like run as Java application, here a confirm prospective switch, you need to do yes. So you will got all the details, what kind of variable is there and what and all things are there, like that. You will got all the details. So you will keep these details below. Okay. So once you keep these details below, then it will give that particular value. You can able to see the expected count is 10, actual count is 20, normal value is 20. So the first if statement, what we are doing is like we are checking. Okay. The expected count is 10 and actual count is 20. So this is the debug points. We can say it is a step into, this is step over, and this is step return. So what I'm doing is like I'm doing step over. Step over means we need to complete that particular step. Okay. And again, what I'm doing is like here also I'm doing step over. Once I do the step over, if the condition is true, right, then it is coming inside the block. And again, what I'm doing is like I'm doing one more time step over, and we are checking in the console whether we are getting the output or not. Okay, are you getting right? This is the major thing. Generally, whenever your test case got failed in automation, we need to do this debug point. We need to keep this debug point and we need to go the particular step and we need to fix that particular XPath or a locator we need to fix. Okay, this is the debug thing. Okay, are you getting right? If statement, if else statement.
Yes, sir.
So like this we will do. And here in the if else statement, if else if statement, generally we will do like this, we will write a if else statement. Okay, if the condition is true, it will go to the particular block, or if it is like false, it will go to the another condition, if else. And in the if else, it will check another condition. Okay, and is it clear about if else, if everywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
If else it means clears what we are executing. If it is correct, then it will give output. Either it won't give any output.
Yes, exactly. So let's say another example, that is like nested if statement. So nested if statement is nothing but it is like the statement in the if statement, like within the if statement. Okay, if the statement is there, let's see the syntax. If the condition, like if condition is there, inside that we have another condition, that is nothing but nested if statement, we can say. Okay, so this nested if condition, whether the first condition is matched, then only it will go inside the like block, and then it will execute another if statement. That is nothing but nested if statement, we can say. Okay, so let's see the example first. First of all, in the if statement, if the condition is satisfied, then only it will go to another if statement. Okay, if the condition is not satisfied, it won't go inside, and it will not perform another operation, like another condition. It will not check another condition. Okay, so let's see the example. So we have a statement like uh, if condition is like actual count is less than, actual count is less than new value, actual count is less than new value. So once we have written this condition, if the condition true, then only it will come inside the block. And inside, what we are doing is like we are defining another condition, that is like expected count is equals to actual count. Generally we are checking. So I will do like expected count is equals to, like expected count double equals to actual count. So what I will write is like, I will write both are same count. Both are same values are count. You can say both are same values. So here, if the condition is true, then I need to print like above condition is true. Above condition is true. Let's see. Let's do the debug as well. So debug is most important nowadays, because like whenever we are doing automation, so at the time we need to run our test cases in debug mode, and we need to go to that particular place. So just what I'm doing is like run as debug Java application. I'm closing all these things. Here, let's see, like if actual count is less than new count, if the actual count is less than new value, let's see whether it will go inside or not. So I'm doing step over. So it went inside the if statement, and we are getting output like above condition is true. You can able to see here. Okay, once the condition is true, once the condition is true, then we are checking this condition as well. Expected count is 10 and actual count is 20. So it won't go inside the if statement, and it will not print any value. Okay, this is nested if statement, generally what we do. For example, I will do a slight change. I will make actual count as well 10, and again I will save this code, and again I will run the particular thing in a debug mode. Okay, so yeah, I have removed the debug point. So we came directly here. So let's see whether the actual value and expected value both are same. So the values are both are same, then only it is coming inside the statement. Okay, so what it will do, it will print this value as well. So you can see like both values are same. Okay, this is nested if statement, we can say. Okay, if the condition is true, then it will come inside the block and it will execute another if statement within the block. Okay, are you getting right? If else statement, nested if statement, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's see another example like nested if statement, nested if else statement. Okay, nested if else statement. So nested if else statement is nothing but the syntax is like if condition brace open, and what we are doing is like we are writing another if statement, and here I'm writing another if inside that, and I'm writing a else block. Okay, this is nested if statement, we can say nested if statement. So in once the if statement is if the condition is satisfied, then it will come inside the block. Inside the block we have a nested if statement. Inside that nested if statement, if else statement, we will perform our operations. Okay, let's see the example. So generally we have written this if else statement, right? Yeah. So what I will do is like just I will add here one if else block. Oh, that is nothing but if else statement, we can say. So here system.out.println values are not matched. Okay, values are not matched. Okay, so here we can say value is new value is greater than actual value. New value is greater than actual value. Okay, let's do the debug one more time. Okay, this is nested if statement, we can say nested if else statement. So just what we need to do is like before going to that, just we need to do right click, Java application, right click, run as debug, like debug, and Java application we need to do. So let's see. We have an actual value, actual count is 10, and normal value, like new value is 30. So 10 is less than 30. It is true. Then it will go inside the block and it will print this statement. Okay, you can able to see new values is greater than actual value. New value I need to give, values I have given. Okay, and here we are checking the expected value. Expected value is 10 and actual value is 10, right? We have given 10. So it will go inside the block and it will print the value like the both are same value like that. Okay, if in case earlier what we did is like we have given a values, right? Changed values. So what I will do is like actual value I will give, I will make 20, and let's see what will happen. Run as debug, Java application. So this condition is true. Actually we know about this condition because like the actual count is less than a new value. So it will print this value like new values is greater than actual value. And once it is done, what we are doing is like the expected count double equals to actual count, means here what it is doing is like it is comparing the values Once it will compare the values, it will give false because expected value is 10 and actual value is 20. So it will give a false statement. So it will go to the else block. Okay. It like it came to the else block. Once it came to the else block, what it will do is like it will print this message. Okay, values are not matched. Okay. So like this we will do. These are the syntaxes generally we have, like if statement, nested if statement, and else if statement, and like else if else if statement, and nested if statement, and nested if else if statement. Are you getting right all these statements?
Yes, sir.
So like it is important one, because whenever you are doing a automation, so at that time these control statements are play a major role. So that's why I'm giving a simple example. So you can use like not only integers, you can use string as well. Okay, string data type as well we will use. Going forward, we will discuss about like string handling concepts and all. So at that time, you will came to know about how we need to write the if statements and all. Okay, so is it clear, right? So far, if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, nested if statement, nested if else if statement. Is it clear? Nested if statement only I told. Like just try nested if else if statement. Okay, at your end. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like this we will write. Okay, we will go to the loops concept. Loops concept is nothing but what we are doing is like we are performing the iterations generally. So let's see how we will write the if statements and all. Sorry, for loop or loops. So loops is nothing but generally iterations, like everyone came from max background only, right? So iterations in the sense like just what we are doing is like we are incrementing the value. We are incrementing the value is nothing but iteration. Okay, so here like we have a statement called for loop. Okay, for loop. So the for loop is nothing but we are incrementing the value of the variable generally, incrementing the value, and we are checking the particular condition like that. So let's see the syntax. Syntax is like for initialization. Generally what we do is like we will do the initialization for variable initialization. Variable initialization, condition, and incrementation or decrement. Incrementation or decrementation, we need to do open brace and close brace. For everything, we need to like for these things, everything we need to end with colon, semicolon. Okay, this is the syntax generally. Variable initialization, condition, incrementation or decrementation we need to do. So let's see let's see the example. So in the for loop, it is a standard syntax we need to follow. First of all, we need to write for, we need to open the brace. And here what I'm doing is like I'm initializing the variable int a equals to 0. Just I'm giving a 0. And I'm giving a condition a is less than or equals to 10. Okay. and I'm giving another variable like another thing, incrementation, that is like a plus plus. And here what I want to do is like if I want to print some statement inside this statement, I will give like count. Within the double quotes, I will write like a count plus 1 plus a. A means plus means concatenation, what we are doing. Concatenation means we are joining string and integer. We are joining string and integer. So like this we will do. Let's see what will happen. So first of all, hello. Yeah. So let's see here itself. So let me create a class. So in the training, I will create like in the SRC, I will create a class that is like for loop, new class for loop. And here I'm clicking on the checkbox like create itself public static void main string args. So here what I'm doing is like I'm writing for int a equals to 0. I'm initializing a variable and a is less than or equals to 10, and I'm doing the incrementation a plus plus. And here what I'm writing is like system.out.println count, and I'm doing the concatenation. I'm giving a value. Okay, let's do the debug so you can also able to understand. Run as, sorry, debug as Java application. So you can able to see here a value is 0, and it will check the condition a is less than or equals to 10. Everyone tell me a is less than or equals to 10. Is it true or false? Yes. Is it true or false? Is it true? True. Once it is true, what it will happen is like it will go inside this if statement. Okay. So once you can able to check, it came inside the block and it will print this system.out.println count plus 1, count plus a. A means a value is 0. So it will give output as like count 0. Okay. And again it came to like, and again what it will happen is like here a plus plus means here a value is 0, right? A value is 0. So 0 plus 1, whenever you are writing plus plus, so at the time what it will happen is like it will increment one value. So that means the a value is 1 now. You can able to check here a value is 0. And now once I will do the step over, then what it will happen is like the incrementation is happened. Once the incrementation is happened, I will do one more time step over. You can able to see a value is 1. Okay, the value is increased. And again one more time what it will happen is like here the value a value is 1 plus 1, it will be 2. And again what it will do is like it will check the a value is 2. 2 is less than or equals to 10. Okay, 2 is less than or equals to 10 in the sense is it true? Then it will go to the block and it will print that particular statement. You can able to see the count is equals to 2. Okay, and again it will check like again we have a value 2. 2 plus 1, 3. Okay, A value is 3. 3 is less than or equals to 10. Okay. Once I do the iteration, the value is increased. Okay. And again, we have a value called 3. So you can able to see the value 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 4 is less than or equals to 10. Okay, true. Once it will go to the block and it will come back. So here the incrementation will happen. Okay, a plus 1. A plus 1 means 4. Okay, we can able to see the count value is 4. Okay, so and again the value like incremented, like 4 is less than or equals to 10, which will go inside the block and the incrementation will happen. You can able to see the count value is 5.
Until the A equal to less than or equal to 10,
Yeah,
it will be come,
yes,
count will be increased.
count will be increased. So like once we will reach that particular point, you can able to see the count value is 6. And again, I will do the same process. The incrementation will happen, and again it will print the 7 value. Okay, until it will print like we have given less than or equals to, so it will print until 10. You can able to see here the value is 10. Okay, why? Because we have given a is less than or equals to 10, means 10 is less than or equals to 10. So that's why it will print up to 10. Okay, is it clear for loop? Yeah. So once we reach that particular point, the incrementation will happen. Okay. So let's just, based on curiosity, I want to print the values in reverse order. I want to print the values in reverse order. Let's see how to print the values in reverse order. Okay. Here, what we will do is like for int a is equals to 10. Okay, I just declared a value is 10, and here a is greater than 0. Okay, and what I will do is like a minus minus means decrementation. Okay, so then what I will do is like count. We are doing concatenation whenever we are writing double quotes, count and ending with double quotes, and we are writing plus means we are doing the concatenation with integer. Okay, so here what I will do is like I will write a, and let's check a value is greater than 0 or not. Okay, let's do the debug. Right click, run as Java application. You can able to see the a value is 10. A value is 10. A is greater than 0. Is it true or false? It is true. Then what it will happen? It will go inside the block and it will print the a value, count value. Count value is, give me a minute, console. Yeah. So you can able to see like count 10. Okay, and here what it will happen, a value is like a minus minus. A minus minus means you can able to understand a value is 10. Okay, a value is 10. 10 minus 1. Whenever you are writing minus minus means it is decrementing one value. So once I will do this thing, what it will happen is like it will give us like the value 9. Okay, so until like same process, it will happen. It will do the decrementation, and for every time, for every iteration. Okay, so let's remove these debug points. I will resume. You can able to see up to 1. Okay, up to 1. Okay, that means like every time the value is decrementing, like decreasing for every time, for every iteration. Is it clear? Everyone, incrementation and decrementation.
Yes.
Yeah. So like this, we will do incrementation and decrementation. So generally in the incrementation and decrementation, whenever we are writing a plus plus, that means the value is incrementing. This is nothing but, for example, we have a value +1. This is like post incrementation, we can say. This is a post incrementation. This is post incrementation, we can say. Sure. Okay. And for example, I have written a minus minus. This means like 0 minus 1. For example, we have a value 0. We can say 0 minus 1. This is like post decrementation, we can say. Post decrementation. Okay. And one more thing we have, plus plus a. This means pre-incrementation. We can say pre-incrementation. 1 plus 0. Okay. Pre-incrementation, we can say. Okay. And minus minus a means this is also a pre-decrementation. Okay. So according to our requirement, we need to write this one. Let's see, we can say minus minus a, and let's run this code. So what I'm doing is like, why I'm writing slashes. Slashes means comments. Comment means like whenever I'm writing double slash, this code will not execute. Okay, this code will not execute. This is a single line comment, we can say. We have like multiple line comment as well. So whenever we write like single slash star and end with star single slash, that is nothing but this is like multi-line comment, we can say. This is a multi-line comment. Okay. And whenever we are writing a double slashes, this means like single line comment. Okay. This code will not execute whenever we are doing the comment. Save, right click, run as Java application. You can able to see the same output we are getting. Okay. There is no difference, but like whenever the value came, before only the decrementation will happen, or before only the incrementation is happened. Is it clear? Is it clear for loop?
Yes.
Yeah. So the for loop, like this, we will write for loop. Okay. And we'll go for while loop. So while loop is nothing but while loop, which is similar to for loop only. But in the while loop, whenever if the condition true, if the condition satisfy, then only it will go inside the block. And the while loop, in the while loop, like yeah, if the condition true, then only it will go inside the block. And as well as like it will run this in while loop, we can say it is a infinite block. So it will check for the particular condition, we can say. Let's see the syntax. So generally what we do is like, we will initialize the variable. Variable initialization. Okay. And while condition, and inside that incrementation or decrementation. Incrementation or decrementation. This is the statement generally we use while for while loop. Okay. Let's see the example for while loop, which is similar to for loop only. Right click, new, class, while loop, and here the main method. So the syntax is like initialization int a equals to 0, and while the condition is like a is less than 10, and inside that what I'm doing is like I'm performing incrementation. Okay, so here what I will do, I will write like, I will print a statement that is like count equals to a. Save, right click, run as Java application. You can able to see the same output we are getting, right? That is nothing but while loop. First we are initializing, and what it will do is like it will go this condition like a is less than or equals to 10. If it is true, it will go inside and it will print the first statement, we because we have given a print statement. Once we have given the print statement, and again we are doing the incrementation. Okay, incrementation in the sense a value is 0, 0 plus 1 is nothing but 1, we can say. Okay, generally what it will happen here, a is equals to a plus 1, it will happen. Okay, because the value which stores in the a. Okay, and again it will check. Okay, and if in case you want to print this value like in reverse order, so what we will do is like we just do a minus minus. Okay, and here uh, what we will do is like a is greater than 0, and here we will write like a is equals to 10. Save, right click, and print. You can able to see the values are reverse. Okay, are you getting right while loop?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the while loop, which is similarly similar as for loop only, but we are writing in different places. We are initializing the variable and we are checking the condition. We are doing the incrementation or decrementation within the block. Okay. And let's go for do while loop. So the syntax for do while loop is like do while loop. The syntax for do while loop is like, first of all, we will write a do block. Okay. Before that, what we are doing is like we are doing the variable initialization. Variable initialization. And we are writing a do block. And inside the do block, what we are doing is like we are performing the incrementation or decrementation. And here, what we are doing is like we are writing while, and here we are writing the condition. So this is the syntax generally. First we are doing the initialization, and here we are writing a do block, and here we are checking the condition. So once the condition is satisfied, it will go to the do block. But the thing is like whenever we are writing a do while loop, it will not check whether the condition is true or false, but one time it will execute. One time it will execute automatically, because if the condition is true or false, it doesn't matter. But in the do block, it will execute one time. Okay, if condition is true, it will execute multiple times. If the condition is false, it will execute only one time. Okay, let's see the example. Do while loop. So here what we are doing is like we are initializing a variable int a equals to 0. Okay, int a equals to 0. And what I'm doing is like I'm writing a do block. So inside the do block, I will write like incrementation. Okay, once I have written a do block, in the below, what I will do is like here I will write a condition. The condition is like a is less than 5. Okay, so if the condition is true, up to 5 it will print, up to 4 it will print, because we have written like while a is less than 5 we have written, so it will print 0 1 2 3 4, because we have written only less than, no, less than. No, we have not written less than or equals to. Okay, so let's print the a value, let's print the count, and let's run this one. So you can able to see 0 to 4 it will print. Okay, 0 to 4 it will print. For example, I have written a value is 6. So our condition is like a is less than or equals to 5. Okay, so for example, we have written a is less than or equals to 5. Then what we need to do is like here it will fail the condition and it will print only one time, that is like count plus like count 6. Okay, you can able to see, oh, it has executed only one time and the value is count 6. Are you getting right? Whether in do while loop, whether the condition true or false, it will execute for one time. Is it clear? Do while loop.
Yes.
Yeah. So like this is a do while loop. So using the for loop and do while loop, using the for loop, while loop, do while loop, if statement and if else statements. So just for the like yeah, let's see an example using all these things. So generally, we can do one program. We can write a program. So that is like find even or odd. Okay, find even or odd. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the logic to find the even or odd? Okay, already mean is there, right? So can anyone tell me what is the logic to find the even or odd? So generally what we do, for example, we have a value 3. 3 modulus is 3 divided by 2 double equals to 0. Generally our value is equals to 0, then we can decide whether it is even or odd. So if the value is divided by 0, like if the value is divided and we are getting a 0, so let's consider that one as even. And if the value is not divided, like if the value is not giving us the reminder, like yeah, quotient, I think quotient, it is like we can consider it as odd. Okay, so for example, I'm writing a if state for loop int I equals to 0. Okay, I can consider it as 2, or we can consider it as 1. I is less than or equals to 10 and I plus plus. And what I'm doing is like if if I is divided by I is divided by 2 double equals to 0. So what we do, like system dot out dot println even. Okay, and you can able to print that particular value. Else system dot out dot println odd I will give I value. Save and let's run this code. You can able to see one is not even. Give me a minute. Yeah. So not this one. Yeah. We need to do the module plus. You can able to see 1 is odd and 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd, 6 is even, and 7 is odd, 8 is even, 9 is odd, 10 is even. Is it true? Generally, we find the even or odd using this logic. Okay. So are you getting right? So we are using for loop and as well as we are using if statement as well. Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like this, we will perform like even or odd. We will use like for loop and if statement. Using that, we will write our code. Going forward, we will discuss about multiple test cases. Multiple like programs using for loop and if statement. Okay. Is it clear so far?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, like I'm thinking to wrap up the session. Is there any doubts? Please let me know. About like if statement, if else statement, while loop, do while loop, or for loop. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about how to declare a array and how to initialize the array and how to perform, like how to get a values from the array. We'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Is it clear so far? So, yeah.
No,
So,
Farooq, I have one doubt, actually.
go ahead.
In a for loop only,
Yeah.
why actually it is coming as zero, no count as zero
Yeah.
in for loop.
Yeah.
So why it is not coming as count one? Because a plus plus already we have written.
Actually, what we
So
are doing is like we are initializing the value a equals to 0, right? So it will take from start. Okay, the first thing is like the first initialization we have given a count 0, right? So
yes,
what it will do is like 0 is less than or equals to 10. Once the
okay.
condition is true, it will go inside.
Okay.
Once it will go the inside, it will print this particular statement, and again it will perform the like incrementation operation. So a value is 0 already there, so we are incrementing that one. So if you want 1, so we need to initialize 1 here.
Okay. Okay, it will check for condition and it is printing that value.
Yes.
So
So
actually, I am thinking that
yeah, go ahead.
the semicolon is there afterwards. It is executing like what you said the condition. I am thinking
Actually,
like why it is not reaching to a plus plus like first
no.
only.
Actually, generally, what it will do is like I will give inner like in detail. So if it is like a for loop, so what it is doing is like first it is initializing. Once it is initializing, it is checking if condition. Generally inside that, generally they have written like this: if A is less than or equals to 10. Once it is done, then what they are doing is like inside that they are doing the incrementation. Okay, are you getting right? So first of all, they are initializing this thing, and again they are checking this condition. If the condition is true, they are doing the incrementation. Okay, generally in this for loop, the for loop is written like this. So due to that, it is happening.
Okay.
So inside the for loop, they have written like this.
Yes, yes.
So while loop also, while loop is different because like we are initializing and we are checking the condition, and they are doing the incrementation. Okay. And do while loop, it will execute one time whether the condition is true or false. Okay. So yeah, using this, we can write the conditions. Using this, we will write the if for loop. Within the for loop, we can write if statement or if else statement or nested if statement according to that. Okay. Is it clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I'm thinking to wrap up the session. Please let me know if you have any doubts.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining.